What is up, everybody? It is time for my favourite show of the week, Cop the Week, with Mr. Paddy Murphy, Mr. Chris Stonadge, and of course, all of you guys as well. Shout out to the sponsors today, the great and powerful Manscaped.com. As always, you can get 20% off, free shipping store-wide with our discount code WFM20. Paddy, how are you doing today, sir?
Very well, Craig. First day out of isolation. Got a bit of exercise done. Who'd have thought it? So, yeah, feeling good. Not looking too fresh with Rudolph the Red-Nosed rain nose on me, but other than that, we're flying it.
You were on the FIFA grind last night, I see. Was it 20 games you were trying to play?
Yeah, we got the 20 games done. Didn't quite reach the level we wanted to, but it was a great stream. Keen in the chat, gifting like a madman, so we love to see it.
Fair play, fair play. Mr. Stonadge, how's your day been?
It's been good, mate. It's been good. I had a couple of podcast recording stuff in at uni, and then I've just been chilling and doing bits and bats of work all day. So typical boring day in the world of Professor Stonadge over here.
Nice. I'm glad everybody's well. Good to hear you're out of isolation, Paddy. It's we'll take any W's we can in life as we march along. Speaking of W's, gentlemen, are we expecting one on Wednesday against Bielsa's Leeds United? Now, gentlemen, I have to say, I've already forgotten it, Chris. I've fucking forgotten it already. I've forgotten it, mate. Already.
Come on, Craig. Come on. I'm channeling it back to you.
Hot sale for Bielsa.
Exactly.
There you go. There you go. Yes, he has been ruled out with that collision. By the way, how was he let stay on the pitch? Did you see the head collision, Chris?
Yeah, it was bad.
I don't know how he was allowed to stay on.
Especially in this day and age. Thank you very much, by the way. Izzy just bought me a coffee. It was. Yeah, it didn't look good, does it? Especially in this day and age, I don't know how they're allowed to keep a player on like that with a situation like that. So yeah, a bit of a shame, but yeah, I think it's a W waiting to happen. If Man United can beat them, then surely we can.
Yeah, even with some changes, and I don't know, Paddy, how many changes to expect from Klopp, because there's two trains of thought. There's obviously wrap the players up in cotton wool, but there's also keep them ticking over, keep them ready, keep them in rhythm for Sunday.
I think this is a massive game in the season. It's our game in hand. It's a must win. It puts the pressure on City, and I think if we keep winning, and by the time City play the Manchester Derby, we can go level on points with them at 2 hours before the Derby. So it's all about pressure, isn't it? So it's a must win. So I want to see as strong as we can possibly go.
Do you know what? My heart fell today, sank a little bit, because Richard Keys is backing us. And that just made me just go, here, what the fuck? Like, we're screwed now. If Keys, hairy hands is backing us.
Fucking baby chimp.
Yeah, it's not a good sign, is it? Do you think City are having a wobble, lads? Or is it just natural that eventually they'll drop a couple of points, with being on the winning run they were? I don't know, was it 13, 14, 15, something ridiculous like that? Do you think they're having a wobble, Chris?
I hope so. It'd be incredible if they were. I can't see it though. I just think they'll go on and win probably 90% of the rest of their games, which means that we'll probably have to win 100% of them. But look, it's not out of the realms of possibility, is it? We've done it before. They've done it before. So yeah, look, I don't think they'll be on a wobble, but for them, I suppose it is because they lost a game.
Yeah, fair. I don't know. I know I said this yesterday, Paddy, but I just get the vibe. I just get the feeling there's a better vibe going on in the Liverpool camp right now, and I really feel like they've got the bit between their teeth now, and they're ready to chase down the City team.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing about City and their wobble is usually when they have a loss, they go on a winning streak. So I'm just praying they don't. And I feel like they have enough hurdles upcoming. I feel like we all make jokes about it, but as shit Everton are. But Everton are right amongst the relegation battle right now. And they will have their backs up. Lampard, am I right in saying he got a result against City while he was Chelsea manager? Who knows? If they can have a couple of... I really back United, by the way, to get a result against them. Call me foolish, but I think United have had a bit of a resurgence. And they've been okay under Ranić in the whole. I think people have made a lot out of it. To have Sancho kind of firing well. So I'm backing the Manx of the red side to get something off the Blues.
Dare I say it, lads? I thoroughly enjoyed. I watched back the game between Leeds and United. That was a proper game of football. That was. I have to. I was about that. That's why football should be to me, Chris. You know, referee letting it go a bit, not buying any of the theatrics from Fernandez and the like. I mean, I thought that was a great advertisement for the way English football should be.
Yeah, pure prime Barclays, as Twitter was always saying. You know, it may as well have had the written in the stars intro going at the start. But yeah, it was a cracking game. I don't buy the fact that they're back though, or anywhere near
No,
like what
not
they
back.
should be. They're better than they were under Ollie, but it's like, where is that where the standards are? Like, I still don't think they're anywhere near what Manchester United should be in terms of challenging even for top four. I don't think they're even favourites for that. And Leeds were basically an open book. How score as many as you like against them. They might score a few against you, but the way that they defend and the way that United are supposed to play and the way that Liverpool and City are play, like they should be absolutely carved apart every time. There's a reason why United scored 6 against them at the start of the season. And there's a reason why we will go on and score more and more against them on Wednesday. I'm thoroughly confident that we'll go on and win the game.
I have to say as well, I think I don't get the Meslier hype, by the way. To me, he's got a lot of mistakes in him. And that Fred goal, I don't know if you've seen the goals, Paddy, from the Leeds United game, but that Fred one at the near post just after they got back to 2-2. Again, I said it about Handanovic and I say it again about Meslier. I think we should be trying to get right in on top of him because he's not the biggest of keepers physically either.
No, that Fred goal, listen, don't get me wrong, it was a nice little cutback from Sancho. It was a good finish by Fred, but getting beaten at your near post like that for a keeper is always a bit of a sticky one. Yeah, listen, we should be going out and we have the ability to smash Leeds. Man United have put how many past them? They put like 17 past them in 4 games since they came back, like something obscene. So, you know, they can be got at. They're going to play right into our hands. Like, it's not like a Burnley coming up to Anfield playing a low block, defending for their life. They'll play into our hands. That's Bielsa's system, and we'll slaughter them, especially at Anfield.
We can't be complacent though, because they might, you know, they have so potential to score 3 or 4 goals at Anfield, which means we may have to score 5 or 6. But I don't think that's out of the realms of possibility.
I went for my score. I did my preview earlier on today, Chris, and I went for an echo of the score of the United Leeds game. I went 4-2 to us because I think it will have goals in it.
Absolutely. I think it will, especially in the way that we defend. Dan James is rapid. All right, he is absolutely rapid, and I think he could get in behind Trent or Robbo or whoever plays Virgil, Matip, Kanate. It doesn't matter. He is so quick, lightning quick. It's the only thing he's got, really. And I think I think he'll definitely score. By the way, Dan James.
And James,
the man,
yeah,
he's not very good. He's not very good, but he's just quick, and I think he'll get him behind and score one. But I echo that sentiment, Craig. I think he'll be 4-2, 5-2, that sort of thing.
Didn't we play them first game? Was the first game of the season we played Leeds this season? It was really
last season.
Last season.
Beating 4-3.
Yeah, I knew that there was a recent high-scoring game. What about you, Paddy? What's your gut feeling for a score in this one?
I think we won't concede as many as 2. I reckon we definitely will concede. Wouldn't be surprised if we start kind of slow and they get the first goal, but then I just see us scoring a solid 4 goals at least, because again, Leeds style will play right into us. So yeah, I'm saying 4-1 for me. Could even be more. And but again, there is danger for complacency. You know, Leeds have the danger on the counter attack. You know, Rodrigo hasn't really let the world alight, but he does have that bit of quality. Dan James, as much as people may banter him, he's very explosive, very fast, could easily expose that high line. But you know, I'm expecting a win, but I don't want to be. You shouldn't be complacent though.
Yeah, I think Allison will definitely have to be on his toes edge of the 18-yard box, because that's what they're going to do. And we know one thing: no matter what team Bielsa puts out, they will make us run and run and run, Chris, for the entire length of the game, because they work hard, Leeds.
But yeah, there's one thing that Liverpool can do though, and that will be outrun teams as well. Leeds will challenge us in that regard, but the amount of chances that we'll have, if any of them fall to Salah, Mane, Diaz, well, Jota won't be back, will he, or Bobby? But if any of them fall to any of our players, I back us to score at least 3. We have the quality to be clinical in these situations. And I could see us obviously, and as you mentioned, Melier's got the potential to make a mistake. There's so many avenues as to which Liverpool can score a goal. So yeah, I'm very confident. But as Paddy said, don't be complacent about it. You can't be complacent.
100% agree. Yeah, we can. I'm expecting the atmosphere to be good, actually, Paddy. I think there's a few coach welcoming things being sorted. I think they want to send the lads off, ahead of the League Cup final against Chelsea at the weekend in good spirits, which is always good to see.
Yeah, I've seen that rumored on Twitter. I'm all for a coach welcome. People are saying, "Oh, it's a bit Tim Pop," but no, it's not. It's a big game in the season. It's off the back of a big city result for us. It sends the lads off to Wembley, and yeah, why not? The Liverpool fans and the people of the world have been deprived of moments like this over the last while. We're getting back to normality now, so I'm all for a coach welcome, big and loud, and let the lads know how proud we are of them, and give them that little bit of impetus to go and smash the Leeds.
Yeah, it's great that we are starting to get back to some form of normality in the world, isn't it? Like it really does feel like we've turned the corner now, Chris, in society. And look, I know different parts of the world, obviously different levels of how far through this we are, but thank God, mate, because I tell you what, it's been a long 2 years.
Certainly has been, mate. I think it's been rewarding in some ways to sort of realize and how to appreciate the fact that we've been able to have full crowds since the world of football began, really, apart from the war. It genuinely does make you appreciate. I almost tear up to sorry, it always tear up to you whenever walk alone sometimes now. It genuinely makes you appreciate it so much more. But yeah, hopefully now we can all just carry on as normal. No more COVID, I beg, please no more.
To bring it round to transfers for a second, because you know how I like to try and link up transfers into every video we do, because I'm a transfer whore. I'll be the first one to say it. Paddy, I was saying to you guys beforehand, I was reading up on Tchouaméni beforehand, and it said, and I could say beforehand again if you want, like I could say beforehand, just because I was talking about this beforehand. And 80 million apparently Monaco want from, and apparently he wants to stay there for the first half of next season to try and maintain his push for a World Cup spot. So can we rule him out now? Can we just say it's Bellingham?
Yeah, well, I don't think it was ever going to be us anyway. He's a Chelsea/Man United signing. Well, that won't work anyway with Liverpool. If we're spending 80 million on a player, we'll be getting them for the whole season, won't we? But yeah, I understand his point of view, but that's kind of sounding like a negative to me. It's like almost he doesn't back himself to break into the team, whoever he moves to. So, I think we can rule him out for sure. I was already going to do that myself anyway, but now for sure, absolutely.
Yeah, I've got another prediction as well, Chris, in my head. I think that we're going to see what's his face, fucking Leeds boy, not Leeds boy, fucking hell, Houlden. How can you not think? Tielemans. I think he'll end up at United as well. I'm going to make that prediction.
He seems like a United signing, doesn't he? Real Madrid
Big lazy bastard.
Real Madrid also will link with him, but I don't think he's impressed as much.
Of Real, Chris, I know you love a link. They're linking themselves to Mohamed Salah now. Apparently, shock horror.
Put the mast into bullshit island, Craig. I think that's the way.
I lead into this because you were saying to me beforehand. See, I did beforehand again. There, I'm on a roll here. That was it. Paul Robinson, you were saying, was talking about Salah's contract situation.
Yeah, Paul Robinson,
ex-goalie.
He said he doesn't think the talks are progressing. I'm like, how do you know, fella?
What the fuck? How the fuck would he know? What does he do now?
He doesn't do anything, I don't think. I think he's a goalkeeping coach somewhere.
Stick to that then. What the hell do you know, mate? Good goalkeeper though.
It is a weird one, isn't it? Like all I can guess is that maybe he's trying to say from his own experience of contract negotiations or something. I don't know. I'm kind of clutching at straws here, but yeah, I'm getting more nervous, Paddy. I can't lie, mate. Every fucking day that goes by, I'm getting a bit more nervous about this Salah situation because, dare I say it, mate, I can see a world where FSG cash in.
You know what? I'm at peace with everything at the moment because you know what? All I'm kind of fixated on right now is this season and the here and now and the stuff that's there to be won right now. the final on Sunday, the potential quad. This has potential to be the biggest season we've ever seen in our history of as fans, not in Liverpool's history. But I mean, then again, actually, yes, it does. Has potential to be the best season in the history of Liverpool Football Club. I think people underestimate the potential we have right at our hands. Like, a potential quad. We've seen a treble, but it wasn't the treble. So I'm listen. Salah will sign. I think it'll be done. I'm at peace with that, but I'm not going to worry about that again, as I said, until the closing of the summer window. That's where I'll have the cutoff. That's when I'll then firmly shit the bed. But for now, I want us to win all 4 trophies, and that's what I'm buzzing for.
No, I'm all about the here and now. I love that. That's a very positive outlook, and we do have to enjoy the journey, Chris, because the journey is half the fun for me as we push towards trying to secure these trophies.
Oh, 100%. It is something that people lack sometimes. I think, especially in this fan base, we always look to the future, and sometimes that can be a good thing. But looking at this squad now and looking at the squad we've had over the last 3-4 years, it's been incredible. And sometimes people only realize it after it's happened, and that can sort of ruin it. With Mo, I'm still positive purely because I think within this next summer we will get rid of wages, and therefore we will free up the space for him in the budget. And as well, I think it just screams a good business decision for FSG, and they usually make good business decisions in the end. So yeah, I'm still confident, but as well, just stay in the here and now, as Paddy said. I think I agree with that.
Yeah, I love that from Paddy, because he's right. We don't get these moments. We need to savor them. We need to live in these moments. And it could start, Paddy, on Sunday. But again, I feel like I'm guilty of overlooking Leeds here on Wednesday night. And we can't, as you said, it's a massive game, and Klopp certainly won't overlook it.
You know what? In years gone by, I'd kind of feed into the danger of overlooking, but I feel like we are just going to go out and smash them. They're shite. United have bet them twice this year. Any team that loses to United twice is shit. Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
Well said.
Any team that United does the double over. Leeds are so bad, they've made people think Pogba's world class again. United fans at home touching themselves. Remember in the first game of the season, he got like 4 assists. I think he sat on 4 assists up until about the start of February. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not worried. We're going to smash them. I will be honest, though. I am worried, which we'll get on to. I am worried about the final and our chances. I am really, really worried about that. But Leeds, no problem.
I'd see penalties. I can see this going all the way on Sunday.
I just because we're doing a watch along together, just the script writers, I don't know. I see penalties. I've been calling penalties all week. Just Chelsea just in finals. Give me the heebie-jeebies. Tuchel has a good record in finals. I don't think he's ever lost one with Chelsea. So let's hope we change a few things.
Did you see that Thiago and Fabinho were at the Leeds game against United? Did you see that?
Were they?
Yeah.
Well, Rodrigo's his best mate, isn't he? So.
Yeah.
They were there. They had a Leeds hospitality lanyards on.
Respect that. They're scouting mission. Yeah,
that's what I was thinking. I mean, kill 2 birds with one stone, as Paddy said. Bit of a scouting mission, saying hello to his mate. I'm all for it. A little word with Rafinha in the tunnel maybe after the game. Little hello, how are you, fella? It's great over here in Liverpool. Come on, have a look.
No, they can keep Rodrigo. He's not too good.
Oh, Rafinha. I was saying the Rafinha in the
tunnel. Sorry. Yeah. I got confused because Rafinha's Thiago's brother, isn't he? That plays for Sociedad, so I got confused. Sorry. Yeah, good show, actually, yeah.
I wonder, the more I think about this, Paddy, the more I don't think Bowen's doable, because I just can't see West Ham's board letting him go.
No, I feel like he's just going to command too much mad money as well. And plus, he's probably about to get capped for England as well, surely. And that will add about 10 million onto his fee. So, yeah, I feel like Rafinha could be a shrewder bit of business. Bowen is fantastic, though. I wouldn't say no to either, but I think he's going to command too much of an extravagant fee.
Another thing, Chris, I think kind of might play into our hands if we are looking for Rafinha is the Bielsa situation. It's looking odds on that he's going to go in the summer as well. So that could be an easy get out of jail card then for Rafinha.
Maybe it depends on who comes in. If Leeds go out and get a real top manager, maybe he'll decide to stay for another season. I don't think they will. I don't think it's their kind of thing. I think they'll go for more of an upcoming manager. Carlos Corberán, I think, from Huddersfield was linked, as well as Jesse Marsh. From
Wasn't
Klopp
he?
and Leipzig.
Wasn't Carlos Corberan Bielsa's number 2 at some stage?
I'm pretty sure he was.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that would potentially be a natural succession.
Yeah, I was thinking that. All right.
Yeah, so I don't know. It depends on who they get in. I think to replace him. Otherwise, I think he's on destination somewhere. Might not be Liverpool, but he'll be gone.
Yeah, the more I think this over and I look through other targets, and let's look at Anthony as an example, somebody who we've spoken about a fair bit in recent weeks. But I just don't think, Chris, there's enough background information available yet for Liverpool's scouting network for Anthony. Because if I'm right in saying this is his second year at Ajax, I think he was between the first team of the 23s for his first season, and I think we'd need more data and more stats from our coaches. I think we're maybe a year or two too soon for looking at the likes of Anthony to come in.
100%. I agree with you. They don't usually sign players of a sort of 21 age bracket. It's usually sort of 23 to 25. They try to sign players for because they've been established at certain levels for a certain amount of time. Yeah, look, it'd be great, but I don't think he really fit the mold because he's just a bit young. In that respect, it'll take a little bit longer for him to establish himself at a top level. Whereas a player like Bowen or Rafinha has had more time, they're more experienced, they're more of characters in the dressing room. So,
if it makes you feel any better about the final, Paddy, apparently we're all forgetting that Chelsea lost to Leicester in the FA Cup.
Doesn't help. I have just PTSD at Chelsea Liverpool games over the years.
It would be weird if people weren't nervous for a final. I think.
Yeah,
it's a final.
No, but specifically Chelsea though. Anyone else but Chelsea and City, I think we smash. City, obviously, I'm worried about because they're actually good, but Chelsea just have a hold over me. They give me the heebie-jeebies. I have just bad memories of playing Chelsea in finals. The year FA Cup final we lost under Kenny. The Champions League tie when Lampard scored the pen just after his mother's death and he done that celebration. That's not irrelevant. I just remember that was the time. So yeah, hopefully, listen, again, Chris is right. It's normal to be worried. But I think we are the better team. Lukaku can't even get a touch for them at the moment. So, and they didn't look too good against Palace either.
Oh, Sky are milking that, by the way. Sky are milking those 7 touches. Like they've got 2 stories, I think, on their timeline of the app about the 7 touches. Just after Tuchel says, let's not make too much of this. Let's not, look into this too much. And then there they are, bang.
It's a bit embarrassing because I guarantee you, if that was an Englishman, there wouldn't be such a big hullabaloo made about it. I guarantee you now. Lukaku getting always the people
£97 million.
I know people are always out to get Lukaku. He got scapegoated out of United. He was constantly laughed at. He goes and tears up Inter. They're not I don't know what people expect him to do. The biggest thing that's letting Lukaku down is the lack of Chilwell and James. They were perfect. The way they bomb forward and their attacking impetus. Right now, Chelsea aren't playing the ball into the box. He's a target man. He's not getting the service. You know what I mean? It's that's like me. I'm like a prime Luis Suarez minus the racism when I play football. And if you don't get service, what can you do?
You're a biter. Is that what you're saying? We'll watch.
No, without the biting as well.
Well, no. Little charity video, your charity game. You're playing in Selhurst Park. Lump it all on Paddy Murphy to get a red. That's what I'm hearing.
Actually, I'm playing another one next month in Eastbourne in London, and I was like, "Oh, grand London."
Here, we love it.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, Eastbourne, handy old trip." I look it up. It's like the most southern point of London on the coast. Fucking trek and a half, but 25 quid return flights. You can't say no.
You can't say no, mate. You're right. And duty free. Don't forget, because you're going to the UK. So you get yourself, or I don't know if any of your family smoke. I always find myself buying 200 cigarettes, even though nobody in my family smokes. Just because. Just because.
I'm not a smoker.
Situation.
My mom isn't a big smoker either, thankfully. But yeah, I mean, you can get. Is it even much value these days?
What is it? I think we got for her brother. We got tobacco, amber leaf. 5 50-gram pouches. I think it was like 60 quid, maybe something like that. I think.
And what would that be retail in the shop?
Apparently, it's my birthday. I didn't know that.
Shout out to Chris's Discord name, by the way, Stonny.
€13 for a litre bottle of Smirnoff.
Now that's a good deal.
Yeah, nothing wrong with it.
Exceptional deal. I'll be picking up one of them for sure. That'll get me going.
Yeah, we've still got one here and a bottle of Jaeger. So we've got a bottle of Jaeger for 14 as well. Welcome to Anfield Agenda's duty-free shopping.
Well, I mean, the initials are AA, and after this, we'll need it.
Damn right. Right, gentlemen, we went through the team yesterday. Are we still confident that we're going to see the big front three that are available? Or, Chris, and I know you were chatting in our Discord group about this, is there a shout to be made for Divock?
There is a shout to be made for Divock. I think everyone could see when he came on.
Divock! There it is.
Exactly. There's the shout. There's certainly, when he came on the other day, I don't think he was as rusty as people thought he would be. He's been sort of out in the cold for a little while with an injury, and he's come in. Is that
your taxi outside, Paddy?
Thank you.
He's been out of the cold, and now he's come back in, and he looked fine. I think he'll start. I think they might rest Sadio for the final. I think it'll be Diaz, Salamane, obviously, unless Jota gets back. But yeah, it'd be decent to rest one of them at least, because Divock Divock scores goals whenever he plays. So let's do it.
I'd love him, Paddy, to have a couple more moments before the season's over, Divock, because a couple of clubs in Italy apparently rumored to be interested in him for the summer. It'd be nice for him to get a bit of a sign-off moment and score a few goals before he leaves the club.
The legend that is Divock Origi isn't finished writing his Liverpool script. There is pages to be written, memories to be made. I love the man. He's given us the moments he's given us. Like, any footballer would be lucky to have so many iconic moments, and it's amazing. I've always backed the guy. I mean, sometimes last year he looked a bit shaky, but thankfully he hasn't been needed as a starter. But he still has a lot to offer, and I wouldn't mind seeing him against Leeds at all. But I imagine he plays a Bruyne against Leeds and then gets a start in the League Cup final, because Jota may not be 100%.
No way.
No way.
Divock.
By the way, is this going to be our first kind of final embroidery on a Nike kit, isn't it?
Oh yeah, good show.
The other way they usually do the writing.
How was it Chelsea were able to wear the World Champions badge? Did they get like us? We got exemption for one game, didn't we? Outside of the FA Cup.
Yeah, they got one as well.
It looked shit on the yellow kit, by the way.
I love that. I have a kit with that on it. I love it. By the way, I'm not a fan of Liverpool. I know it's a customary, but I'm not a fan of Liverpool bringing out cup final merch.
Why not?
It's tin pot. Unless you win it.
Everyone brings up cup final merch.
I remember I bought a Worthington Cup final shirt the year we played Cardiff. I remember I got one in a shop down, and I was in fucking Athlone somewhere for some reason.
Bless you.
They're charging €100 for the normal kit with the embroidery on it.
Go to China and get one.
I don't. Funny you should say that. I just gave my mate all the. I a couple of months ago, I bought loads of them fake jerseys, and I don't like them, so I gave them away to my mate. I need the real ones.
I did. Do you remember when I said, Paddy, I went upstairs after playing FIFA the other day, fuckloads of clothes out the window. Loads of them were moody retro shirts.
Really?
I'll have them.
Well, you have
to get them back
to the charity shop, Chris. Well, that's a normal day for Chris, actually, isn't it? No,
did you actually get rid of them?
Yeah, gave them to a local charity shop. Loads of stuff. So I gave away at least $160 give me brand names, gents.
Adidas.
No, Nike. No, not Chad brand. Abercrombie and Fitch. I had a jacket I bought over in Orlando that I never wore. Tags were still on it, and that went to the charity shop as well.
Mate,
loads of stuff like that.
You have any spare football shirts going when I come over?
I don't think you're gonna fit into Craig's jersey.
Yeah, I was thinking, what are you and Izzy gonna both get into the shirts? Because
I'm a medium.
That's kind of horny.
Quite long.
Chris, I can only dream about being a medium. I can only dream.
You and Izzy going at it with Craig's jersey on. Interesting.
Content, Paddy. There's
Paddy in the corner, fucking wanking in the corner.
Well, I mean, I've definitely used worse.
How was I going with that, by the way? Jerseys. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Should we tell them, Paddy, we've got a few giveaways for the League Cup final coming up?
Yeah, of course.
What?
Yes, we've teamed up with our friends at Mystique Jerseys. You know, they're sending some stuff for myself. Well, not for me actually. I asked them to send it for Lucas. So for Lucas, for Paddy, for Connor, they're shipping them out tomorrow. But we're gonna have a few to give away as well. Some surprise sets from our friends at Mystique Jerseys.
I'm entering this giveaway.
Oh, you can't win it, Chris.
No.
What? We don't ship to Wales.
Medium.
Boo.
You're a small,
oh,
surely,
yeah,
Chris. No,
make that up.
No, I'm a medium, mate. I'm a medium. because
really?
I'm-
Fair
Yeah.
play, fair play.
I can't.
So am I.
No.
I haven't been a medium since I was 13, I'd say.
You should
Just
do what I
exponential
do,
growth.
Paddy. Go over to America. You feel great over there, strolling around, getting large tops and all. Because the sizes are different.
Are they so that? Oh, really? Yeah.
Oh God, mate! I feel like I fucking stroll around topless. Oh, giving it all this and all, and
Mate, to
then
be
Come
fair,
lads,
in
on,
America.
if I go over to America, I'll have Men's Health on the phone after a week. How are you
asking
so
about
fit,
bins,
sir?
asking about
Yeah,
bins.
bins.
You know, how do you cope? How do you travel? Right, lads.
That's
What else
hard,
we got
man.
to talk about? Give us some subjects. I mean, I'm sick of doing all the fucking work here.
Let's have a look, shall we? Let's go on lsttransroom.com.
Oh, let's get a plug in there immediately. Look at this.
Should we just? What about a cheeky? I mean, we have a Carabao Cup final preview coming up, don't we?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Wait there.
I think no. Leeds is going to be a tough game, but I feel like we will win. It's a potential banana skin, but at Anfield, you know what I mean. You have that security, don't you?
Absolutely.
But I must say, I don't know when we play them, but we're not far off. Wolves is going to be a very tough game. They've only
game.
conceded one.
Last game.
Oh, right, never mind.
At Anfield.
But they play City, and Wolves have only conceded one open play goal in the last 12.
Was
Wolves
that to
love
Divock
playing City.
Origi?
Oh, it could be actually.
See.
It's Saturday night, and I like the way you move. Divock Origi. Saturday night, and he made Barca look like shite. Divock Origi.
Oh, Philly Wakefield singing that was the best thing ever. Singing the Origi song.
I love that man.
I love that woman. God, I had such a crush on her when that song was out.
Man, honestly, I have no
Let's
idea.
let's not underestimate Leeds. Take this game seriously. The final will take care of itself. That's true. Yeah.
I don't think Jurgen Klopp would ever underestimate an opposition, ever. Like maybe.
No, I feel like if anything, we're gonna the City result will help us overestimate them. Like help us like really plan for it because we've got that little bit of leeway now. Imagine we go and lose this game. Oh my god.
Do you guys think Jota and Firmino will be available for the final?
Not Firmino.
Jota, yes.
Apparently Firmino's.
Jurgen said they might both be available.
Yeah.
What a turnaround! He said he's going to be out for a while, and then this.
Yeah, they love a vague the vague injury, bit of news. They don't tell us any actual information. I want to ask you guys actually, 2 English clubs involved in the Champions League this week. United Atletico's on Wednesday, or Atletico United's on Wednesday, and Chelsea Lille. At the second leg of that game back in France, is there anything to be said there for a potential Lille upset?
No chance.
No way.
They've been absolutely woeful in Lyon this year.
Yeah, they have.
They're sitting in 11th place, 9 wins after 25 games, 36 points. Admittedly, they've been a bit better in the Europe, but Jonathan David has kind of stopped scoring for them, and he was their talisman, wasn't he? Him and Burak Yilmaz were doing bits, but no, I don't see it. I do, however, see Atletico Madrid beating United over the 2 legs, because I think unlike Leeds, Atletico Madrid will shithouse their way. We know what they're like. They're an absolute disgusting team to play against, and I don't think United will be able to break them down. I
took so much pleasure, Paddy, by the way, watching Bruno Fernandes roll around like a whiny little bitch yesterday while Paul Turney just laughed at him and said, play away there, lads, play on.
Is he the most unlikable footballer I think I've ever come across?
But that's the thing, though. Arsehole. We'd love him at Liverpool. He has that Suarez mentality.
He's worse than Suarez. He's worse. Not in the way that he's like.
I love a shithouse. I love a shithouse who is a shithouse, Paddy, and who's not a little pussy, if you get me. Like, I love a shithouse who gets stuck in, like Robbo. Robbo's a shithouse. I love Robbo. But I don't like this diving, whining, crying, getting in the referee's ear, whinging. It fucking drives me demented.
Diego Costa is another example. A great shithouse. But
he was ended by Henderson. He got the look.
Oh, he was a fucking arsehole.
He was.
He got the look. He's an arsehole, but I would have loved him at Liverpool. I won't lie. I would have loved Costa.
There was a rumour at one point, wasn't there? There was.
There was.
Can I just say, I can't explain enough how much I love Luis Diaz, man.
I'm starting to understand it. As every single day goes by, Paddy, I'm understanding it more and more. And yeah, I'm a new convert to the Luis Diaz school of love, or whatever you want to call it, because yeah, he's a likable dude, and the energy. I think he's going to be a pest to opposition.
What I will
Imagine
say,
having him and Jota running around after you for 90 minutes as a defender. Best of luck.
yeah. What I will say is his first 45 minutes against Norwich was poor, and I hate to burst anyone's bubble, but he was poor. At second 45 minutes, fantastic. His movement improved
I
massively.
don't think we got him involved in the game enough in the first half. If everything seemed to be going down the right hand side for us.
Whenever he did get the ball, though, he was always tackled, and he always lost the ball. So I don't know. I don't think he was very good. But apart from that, second half, obviously, he's fantastic.
I can't stop watching our goals from that Norwich game. Every one of them a masterpiece in its own right. Like, honestly, absolutely sensational.
Honestly,
3 unbelievable goals. The movement of Diaz for that third goal is exceptional. And what a gem we have on our hands. It's nice that Mane and him can actually play together. By the way, that chance for Mane that Diaz assisted, how the hell did Mane miss that? I'm still perplexed by that. The one where, like a bit like the Fred one, like Sancho kind of done a Diaz. He pulled it back, and Mane could have placed it in the bottom corner, but he put it wide. He's lost that little bit of. I'm still going for him, but he's definitely lost a bit of his finishing touch.
I'm all for the competition of places, though. I love that, but still, I'm sad because I would give them all new contracts. I would. I keep them all for another 2 or 3 years. The forwards, because I don't know why we'd be in such a rush to replace them. And I genuinely think that there is easily 3 years left in Mane and Salah, easily, if not more. And I guess I don't know if they've crunched the numbers and figured out what the wages versus potentially replacing them is and the amortization over the contracts, but I mean, if you've got two 25-year-olds in Jota and in Luis Diaz already in the door, Mane, they're all around 29, about to turn 30, the other 3. I'd like to see them given an extension. I mean, it would save so much hassle having to go out and bring somebody in now, and it would give Cade Gordon time to see how he progresses, Musialowski time to see how he progresses.
But Craig, if you give them 2 or 3 year deals, think about when Mane and Salah and Firmino, the profile that they were when they first arrived at Liverpool. If you give them 2 or 3 year deals, Diaz and Jota will be demanding Salah, Mane, Firmino type money because they'll have developed in the 2 or 3 years that they'll be at Anfield. It wouldn't make logistical sense. One of them does need to leave in order for it to work. Obviously, sentimentally, it makes so much sense because we love them all. But I think one of them, if not 2, will probably leave purely just to free up the wage budget for other positions that need sorting.
It's all right, Chris. We just get rid of Box. All sorted.
That'd be nice.
I'm not even joking here. I'm deadly serious. I mean, I honestly, I look at the forwards and I've gone back and forth. I've thought about the potential of Mane moving on, of Firmino moving on, heaven forbid Salah moving on. But every time I come back to the same thing, I still feel like that collection of 5 forwards would be the best group in the world and still have 2-3 years left on them. And yet maybe Mane's minutes will dry up and maybe he'll look to move on in a year or 2. I don't know. But at least we would have the ability to get back some fee, all the massively, reduced fee. I'd like to see it done. But then again, I'm an optimist and I'm an idealist. And like, if you said to me, look, Rafinha can come in and we would lose Mane, honestly, I don't know how I feel about that.
I feel great.
Honestly, I'd be in between. I don't think Rafinha's
I think it's a no-brainer. I think I am fully finished with expecting a massive U-turn from Mane. I hope he can deliver in his remaining time with the club, but I don't think he's going to be given a new deal. And I wouldn't be upset if he moves on and we bring in Rafinha, because that's an upgrade that is needed. It's a look to the future, and we have to stop persisting with people who are not, at the top level anymore. Mane is not as good as he once was. I think everyone can admit that. And I don't see a miraculous change. And if we do by the end of the season, fair play, then give him a new deal. But as of now, I don't think he deserves a new deal. I said that before, and I got people were eating the head off me, but I think it's fair. He doesn't deserve a new deal. If everyone got a contract based on their service and their longevity, then nobody would ever leave the club. As Chris said before, Steven Gerrard would still be contracted at the club if that was the case. You have to sometimes just take a neutral look at things and be like, no, that's not going to work. And I'd be happy to get rid of Mane and bring in
pose this
Rafinha.
question in a slightly different way then. So they've all got a year left at the end of this season. Let's say we could get, I don't know, 30 million for Mane. I don't know, maybe more, but I'm thinking of the contract situation. Is there anything to be said for keeping him for that year and just letting him go? Like keeping him one more year on the lowest wages that he's apparently on and just letting him leave on a free. Still get another year out of him.
There is something to be said for that, I think. Look, what you get from Sadio Mane as a squad player for that year might be worth £30 million in terms of replacing him. I don't know. The thing is, he's on a downward trajectory, and I think we can all see it. It's 50-50 because Craig, you're pulling me back, but at the same time, I've got
there with the AFCON.
But to be fair, I think I could have played in that tournament. There was some really bad football matches in that game. In that tournament.
He went over and delivered for his country under the highest of pressure. I think there's a lot to be said for that mentality in the squad as well. We're talking about a 37-year-old James Milner potentially being here next season.
If Mane was on reduced wages, I'd let him sign a deal. 100%. He won't be though. He'll want to be the main man, and that's fine. And he's still got that ambition. I'm not sure it's the same with Bobby. I think
if we gave him the year, if we let him run down his deal, and it was clear that he was on the slide, then not only we've got the year out and we've let him go, but we let him decide his own future, which I also like the idea of. By the way, the fact that somebody great servant to our club like that could maybe go off and decide where he wants to go rather than the club getting the money for him. So, yeah, look, I am trying to be an idealist here to some extent, but I also am nervous about the future. I'm not nervous about Jota. I'm not nervous about Diaz. I'm fully on board with those two, but that's two new forwards relatively in one each season. I don't know. I just don't think there's any guarantees that if we bring in Rafinha, and look, we're talking about form. His form's fallen off a cliff.
Who?
Rafinha.
Yeah, but I feel like he's in a bad lead side. I feel like the player is still there. I feel like we could rescue him. I think Bowen would be a more surefire choice because I feel like Bowen would come in and I think he would just score goals and assists, whereas Rafinha potentially could flop. You never know, but that's the risky take. I don't think we spend a lot of money on another forward player though. That's the thing. I just don't think we will in the summer. So that's when that all depends on what we do now. Like that's where the decisions have to be made. I'm happy to keep Mane as well as a squad player, but his days of starting are behind us, I think. Well, not quite. He still has a few more months. It depends. But Diaz, if he does what he needs to do, will force him out.
And it's got to be a gradual rebuild. Sorry, Craig. It's got to be a gradual rebuild. We can't just clear out and put people in. It's got to be maybe one out every year. Maybe if we give Firmino a 1 or 2 year extension, then he can be phased out. Mane phased out maybe this year. Don't know about Salah. Hopefully he gets a 4 or 5 year deal, but we've got to make sure that it's a continuous.
There's a bit of hypocrisy, I think, just a little bit. Look, we're happy to give Salah a deal, and granted, he's a talisman, no argument there. But is Mane declined enough to say that he's not good enough to be in our team? That he shouldn't be? We wouldn't have to pay a transfer fee here. It's still in our hands at the moment with Mane. Yes, he got a loyalty bonus, of course he would, or a signing on bonus, but I don't know, man.
Do you think he warrants a pay rise, Craig?
Yes. It depending on what his wages are. If he's on that 100, 120 grand mark now, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I suppose. If he's like a 20, 30K, but I just have a feeling he wants to go and be the main man somewhere else and play every game.
Let me put it this way. If I said to you, there's £140,000 on the table a week here, you can have Mane or you can have Milner.
Oh, Mane every day. Mane every day.
So we're already known that the club are in discussions with Milner about a potential 1 year extension. So
that should be.
And Mane's 6 years his junior. 6 years. And we are talking about somebody here again in Sadio Mane who, like Mohamed Salah, is just a naturally really fit dude.
Yeah, but he's declined. He has just declined. It's a steady and gradual decline that I just don't see being recouped. And I think he has declined enough to be warranted not good enough anymore to start. I'll die on that hill, unfortunately, until he proves me wrong. I think Diaz has been brought in. If Mane wasn't declining, we wouldn't have seen Diaz at the club. I think that's the biggest sign as anyone. I think Klopp knows he's declining. I think I think it's just he's I'm happy to keep him on as a squad player. And yeah, I don't agree with the Milner extension either at those current deals, but I wouldn't mind giving him a new deal either because he's underpaid for what he's worth. But I just think it's a decline that he needs to go and be a main man somewhere else because he deserves that still. But I just don't think that's at Liverpool.
And what about Bobby then? Because one thing we know is that Carvalho is apparently being looked at as the heir to Bobby's throne in the false nine. Jota clearly the first choice pick through the centre now. I think we'll all agree on that one. So if we know Carvalho's coming through, by the looks of it, if we know Jota's already here, we haven't really spoken much about the potential for Bobby to move on. Is that because we don't think he's as marketable, or because we truly believe that he's happy with a bit part role?
I think that's the case, yeah. But I think Bobby's happy with a bit part role, and I also think that he has, in his position, he can still offer. He's not declined as much as Mane. I think Mane's style relies so much on him being able to beat a man and scoring goals, whereas Bobby offers more than scoring goals. If we were relying on Bobby just for goals, I'd have him in the same pit as Mane, but he offers a lot more. Yeah, he has been a bit hit and miss when he's been played this season, but he's still good value for a goal and a involvement. And we don't expect that much off him. But Mane, he's been a main man, but he's not. He's now declined away from that.
I'd personally give Mane a contract before Bobby. 100%.
That's what I was just going to ask. I was just going to ask that very thing because I love Bobby. He's my favourite player. But I do think Mane at this moment in time, even with the decline, is probably a better player.
Andy can also play through the middle. It's been proven from the weekend. He's played there several times before. It just depends on how much he wants and how much the club are willing to back having him for another 2 or 3 years. I don't know. I really don't know. If it was an ideal world, we give them both a new deal, but it's not an ideal world. At the end of the day, we have to think like FSG think, and unfortunately, they are thinking in a business manner. And a 33-year-old Mane is probably not as attractive as a 26-year-old Rafinha.
Even allowing for thinking as FSG do, Paddy, it just still seems wrong to me that we've let it get to a situation where the three old school forwards, the three original amigos, are all in the same contract situation. It's not staggered. I'm baffled by that.
Yeah, I agree. Also, yeah, it's a bit silly, but also kind of works out because now the club can choose whether to give them a new deal or not. And I think out of the three, the one that has to be given a new deal is Salah. And then people have this sentimentality towards them naturally so, but that doesn't mean they get new deals. I just think our future, we don't, our future lies away from Mane and Firmino, as a starting entity. So the club are going to be shrewd. If they're so shrewd, if they're not willing to give Salah a contract so easily, they're going to be stubborn with the rest of the lads. They don't feel like they might not deserve one. So, I'm just thinking of what the club's going to do and kind of resign to that fact. I love as I said, if it was for sentimentality, you'd be giving them all contracts, but I don't think either of them will get a new contract.
So we've seen Henderson in his 30s sign a new deal. We probably will see Milner sign a new deal. One of the things that we speak about now is the competition for places, hopefully bringing out the best from everybody. So Diaz coming in to push Mane for the rest of the season anyway. Firmino being pushed by Jota, or Jota just a bit ahead of him. So my worry would be, let's say we moved on Mane. We're assuming the club are going to go out there and drop a load of money. Nothing would surprise me with the owners if they think, well, let's wait one more season. So let's say they sold Mane. I wouldn't put it past them to wait one more season and see what happens with Musialowski, what happens with Gordon, what happens with Carvalho. And we could be in a situation where we're short again.
I suppose so. It is for a club so focused on business. It is a little bit strange that we've let it get to this situation, and there must be a resolution in their minds. Otherwise, they can't be making it up as they go along. Surely, I don't think they are. But I suppose going back to the very first thing we spoke about on this stream, we have to live in the moment, be positive about the moment, not get too worried about the future. We've got a cup final on Sunday. We've got potentially a title challenge on our card. So look, we've just got to enjoy this squad while we've got it, and hopefully we'll have it for a bit longer.
Has anybody else noticed the trend creeping in as well? That there seems to be more and more empty seats around Premier League grounds recently. I don't know if I'm imagining this, but every time I turn on a game or match of the day, I'm almost focusing on the stands now. And there's quite a few empty seats in quite a few games. I mean, look, I could joke about the Etihad, but that's not even a joke at this point. It's factual. And I'd like to see somebody look into who the fuck's buying them tickets as well at the Etihad, because every fucking week we're apparently told that fucking place is sold out when it never is. But did anybody else notice that? No, like, it's just less and less people going to games apparently. But what I'm seeing anyway.
I heard at one stage they were going to enforce you needed to be jabbed to go to games. Is that enforced right now?
Not all out the window.
Okay.
Lights off completely. No.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. That could be it, but yeah, no, I don't know. I know that at least we don't have that problem at Anfield.
Understand as well. I suppose Premier League games can be expensive. It's been a very difficult couple of years for people financially. A lot of people, out of work or in and out of work, and could be just that. Could be just a financial thing. But in these cases, I'd like to see those tickets redistributed rather than the stand being empty, whether it be to local schools, underage teams or whatever.
Definitely.
Can we get
agree with that?
Do you know what's hilarious, by the way? You can go to Manchester United and buy a season ticket right now. How fucking hilarious is that?
Oh, mate, don't get me started. I always feel like, Paddy, as Irish men who support Liverpool, we've been screwed out of so much in life. So, like, we don't see Ireland qualifying for a lot of stuff. We don't have a top flight league in our country. A good league is getting better, but it'll never be, one of the top leagues in Europe. And then the club that we follow in England, you can't get tickets there for loving our money. I just feel sometimes we're jinxed, mate. We're absolutely fucking jinxed. I know.
I'd say it would have been easy to go to games back in the Hodgson era, I'd say, but it's tough, man. I'm trying to get a ticket for Inter right now, and she's a tough one. Like, you have to pay mad money.
I get tickets now. The only way I get them now is because they were way easier back then to get tickets for. Like the shitty really 0-0s of Sunderland had to endure. I
was at a 0-0 Sunderland.
Ricky Lambert on the cover of the program.
Yeah, I was there. Yeah. That was my first ever game, actually.
Painful.
That was Klopp's first home game. I think
Ruben Kazan.
Yeah. Oh,
there for that one.
Purely coincidental, by the way. I'd already booked a trip before Klopp ended up being the manager, which was happy days. Somebody here in the chat asked, "Do I root for Northern Ireland on the international stage?" I root for them, but I don't root against them. I mean, loads of the people I know up north are sound, but I don't like the sectarian aspect of that, of Northern Ireland, Rangers, Celtic. I don't buy into any of that bollocks, but I don't root for them, but I don't root against them. I remember some tasty internationals though against them when I was growing up.
I definitely root against them, but not for that reason or nothing. Like, I'm not just for the crack. Like, they root against us, I root against them for sure.
I just don't like international football.
How would you feel, Paddy, about a United team like the Irish rugby team?
Yeah, I would love it. It would never work though in football. It's still too mad, but I would love it. I think it'd be in best interest for both sides. Like the rugby, we think we get a much better team. I reckon you'd probably get 2 Northern Irish lads in the Irish team now, and then they'd be laughing. Maybe Johnny Evans might squeeze in. Probably that's about it, to be fair.
Yeah, what do we reckon? Here's a question, actually, I'm going to put to you, Paddy, on it. Where the fuck off? There. What do you think of Villa's form now under Gerrard? Any concerns yet?
Worrying. They've had a worrying couple of results the last few, but I back him to turn it around, I think if it was anyone but Gerrard, like if it was a randomer that came in, I think Villa fans would already be disgruntled, but they're going to back him. And much love to the Northern Irish boys as well, of course. All jokes. But it's been a worrying couple of results. I hope they can turn it around. I really do, because obviously Gerrard doing well at Villa will only bode well for Liverpool in the future. So I hope he can turn it around. But it's been a worrying couple of results. Villa fans echoing that not much has changed from the Dean Smith era, bar the couple of early results. But yeah, I hope they can turn it around. They need to.
Can I be honest for a sec? I've talked myself
Hmm.
into Klopp signing an extension. I've done it, lads. My head now is
Don't
not
do
really.
it, Craig. Don't do it.
I've done it, Chris. I'm already there.
Craig. Don't
I've done
do
it.
it.
I started to tease myself when the Bellingham links start coming up, but I start going. I can see Jude saying to Jurgen, I really love the idea of coming to Liverpool, mate, but I need to know what the future is going to hold. I need to know who I'm going to be playing for, and where else is he going to go? That's what I'm saying as well. Like, where is he going? I know he might want the year off, but
Take a
is
break.
there?
I don't think he goes anywhere, Craig. I think he retires.
Not at all.
Nah.
Do you
One
not
more
think?
job. I think he wants
Maybe the
he
Germany
wants the
job.
man shaft, doesn't he?
Yeah, but like they have somebody in there for the minute. I don't know what his contract is, but I imagine it
Hansi
runs.
Flick.
Hansi Flick.
Yeah, I reckon Flick's contract would run at least until they usually sign 3-4 year deals or 2-year cycles. I would imagine at worst as a manager, international level. So I don't know. I think it's too much to offer at club level. Like Mourinho's fucked. He's finished. I mean, Roma are shambles again at the minute. Like his style of football is over. But Klopp he's it at the minute. Like he is.
Well, where would he go? He's never going to go to another English side. He could go back to. He could go to
I don't
Bayern.
see him managing Bayern Munich ever.
Oh no, he's not a big fan of Bayern.
I don't think he likes the sort of big, like
I could see him at a club like Atletico Madrid.
A club like it. I don't think
under Simeone. I'm thinking of against the establishment, smaller club from the big city.
Yeah,
I see him retiring as well. To be honest,
it's just
I
weird.
think he'd retire for about 3 months, and then he'd be driving the missus mad.
Yeah, true.
And take a sabbatical from the Liverpool job and then come back a year later.
That's what I was going to ask. Would you entertain that and chat as well? Like, let's say Pep Linders stepped up for the season.
But what if Pep Linders goes and wins the treble?
That's the question, isn't it?
No, I don't think that's practical. I don't think the club would do that either.
Oh, I think the owners would do it 100% if Klopp said I want a year off, but I'm definitely coming back. I mean, again, the marketability and how important Klopp is. I think the owners would entertain it. But Chris said that is it's a first world problem. If Linders came in, took over and won a treble, I mean, you know what I mean? It's a nice headache to have.
Yeah, true.
Strange one. It's a strange one. It's a real difficult one. I think we can romanticize him staying. I just don't think it will happen. I think he'll just be knackered. And fair enough to him. He'll have 9 years. 9 years at a football club now is alien, by the way.
It depends, though.
It's 9 and not 10.
But I feel like if Pep leaves, he'll stay because there's a chance to kind of stat pad then. Because I don't think anyone comes close.
Pep's meant to be going 2023, isn't he?
Hopefully, man. Get rid of him, the fraud.
He's
only a checkbook manager. He's a checkbook manager.
Neymar said he wants to go play a year in the MLS as well.
How old's Neymar?
He likes to extend the breaks.
30 or 31?
Plenty of time to shag his sister.
I think he's definitely at least 30. Maybe 32?
Neymar's 30. He's literally just turned 30.
That's mad.
That's so sad.
Waste of a career at PSG.
But then at the same time, if you look at his career, he's still one of the best players of his generation, even now.
No, he's not.
He is.
He's not even top 10.
Oh, Craig. Craig.
He's not. He's a mercenary. He's a money-grabbing mercenary prick. That's all he is. He is the epitome of everything I hate about a modern footballer rolled into one.
68 goals and 123 for Barcelona.
Prick.
No, I'd say he is one of the best of the generation, but could have been way better.
Yeah, he could have been the best, but he's just one of.
He should have been winning Ballon d'Ors. Like he should have been.
That's it. That drives me mad, Paddy. That's exactly it. He has the talent to be Messi-esque. He just doesn't have. I don't want to say
he loves shagging his sister too much.
Neymar is the second top goal scorer in Brazilian football history.
Yeah, that's good to be fair.
Like. The man's he's only second to Pele. He's got more
it
goals.
It is decent.
We're trying to say he's better than R9 now. Fuck right off.
No way.
Well, you're using that as the metric.
But you can't say that he's not because he's up there.
He's not better than Ronaldo.
He's not, but he's up there as one of the best players of his generation.
I don't know, lads.
No, he is for sure. No, he definitely is.
This could be a generational thing, and
I would say for 4 or
top
5
five.
years, he was third best player in the world.
Yeah, he's top 5 of
I
the
would say his
generation, but I
time
think
with
Suarez
Barcelona
ranks ahead of him.
with Messi and Suarez.
Messi,
potentially.
Ronaldo, Suarez, Neymar,
Yeah.
Salah. I don't know. Lewandowski. maybe?
Between 2014 and 2018, I would say he's third best player in the world.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe even a bit earlier. No, 14. That was his best
I
season.
just don't think you can move to Paris and even be in a conversation anymore about wanting to win Ballon d'Ors or be the top.
But I know, I think that's a testament of how good he was at Barca, though. That even going to PSG, it's hindered him a little bit, but he's still in that conversation. But he should have been in a much bigger conversation. That's for sure.
Yeah, 100%. He should have been. Is this guy the next? He should be in that Haaland Mbappe sort of conversation. He should be winning Ballon d'Ors. He's not. He's
remember
not there.
why he left Barcelona, lads, because he was
to win the
focused
Ballon d'Or.
and wants to win that Ballon d'Or, and he hasn't been able to do it. So,
and he won't. He won't now. Definitely
No,
won't.
100% not. No, not hope. He doesn't play
unless
enough
he goes
games.
back to Spain.
Yeah, but even
Yeah,
then,
I don't know. He just annoys me. He annoys
Did
me
you see
a
his
lot.
terrible penalty as well the other day?
Yeah, exactly. I'd punch the head off him if he did that. If I was in the teammates, if he was my teammate, I'd take my boot off and slap the arrogant little prick across the head with it. Honestly,
this is Roy Keane behaviour.
It's not that. It's
That's his job.
There's no
That's
need.
his job, isn't it?
There's no need for it. Just go up and take the penalty, you arrogant little prick.
Yeah.
If
I
it goes
agree,
in, he
I
looks
agree.
like a legend, though. If it goes in, it looks good though.
But it didn't, so he's a prick.
Agreed.
So, like, we would never ever see Mohamed Salah do that.
No.
Because he's respectful. And that's all that's for with Neymar. It's not because it's a better technique to take a penalty. It's all because he's a posing, arrogant little Instagram-loving prick. He wants to be a clip. That's all. He wants to be... He is the epitome of a generation of people who don't understand football enough for me, that think that this guy is it. And he's not it. Ronaldo is it. Messi is it. Like, they were it. They were the icons to look up to. Neymar was... Fuck me, man. He was... everything I hate about football rolled into one little prick.
Well said. Maybe a back to
we know
passion.
what buttons to press in the future.
Yeah.
No, honestly, he annoys me. He annoys me. And Rooney annoyed me a little bit as well, because I feel like he didn't get enough out of his career. I feel like Wayne Rooney had the talent to do more. And they've both achieved more than I ever will, and they've both achieved great things, but I just felt like they could have done a bit more. And look, I look at Ronaldo and I look at Messi, and I think that's it. They've given everything to the game. They have wrung every ounce of their careers as much as they could, and they have succeeded and fought and hard. And with Neymar, it's always like, I'm fucking off over to Rio for a month, or I'm injured conveniently around.
Off to shag me sister.
Me, I'd fucking burst them.
That's the job, isn't it?
Show on Anfield Agenda. Thank you very much for watching.
Neymar ran to CSL. Things you love to see. No, I agree though. Yeah, no, he petulant child at times for sure.
Yeah, but look, a great footballer, no doubt about it. Hugely talented. Just for me, I don't know. I'll never look at him in the real greats of the game. I'll never put him in a conversation with a Maradona, a Pele, a Messi, a Ronaldo, a Cruyff, a George Best. I'll never put him in that bracket of footballer.
Neither would I. But he definitely could have been there if he applied himself. But no, he spoiled that.
He's watch him go win the fucking Champions League this year now with PSG. Watch.
No
yeah,
chance.
and he scores a hat-trick in the
them.
final. Makes Craig look alright.
Oh mate, he wouldn't be the first. I remember when Morata came on for Atleti when they knocked us out of the Champions League. I was like, oh, they're basically putting themselves down to 10 men, and then the fucker goes and scores.
But we also had 10 men, and one of them wasn't even in. One of them was in goal. So there you go. That's why.
Oh, don't get me started on that lad either.
Donkey,
mate.
donkey.
You have to
number
admire
13.
Have to admire his what?
His shithousery. He rocked up as a free agent. He'd never been like given a new contract anywhere else. He saved a penalty, even though he was at fault for one of their goals in that Super Cup, and hired out a stadium to put it on social media. It's just like, fair enough. He's taking his chances.
You know what he didn't do, Chris?
Anything
He
else?
didn't put his fucking hands up and apologise for his fuck up against Atletico, and that didn't sit well with me.
It was when he was against Villa, when he that 7-7, when he started blaming Joe Gomez for when
Where did I become Northern Irish?
that was my best impression. When he missed the ball, if you remember, I don't even think they scored it. He missed the ball coming out for the thing, and then he just started shouting at Joe Gomez like,
Yeah.
"It's you, mate. Shut up."
Yeah.
Oh, now we're going over time,
Donkey.
but can we get a little minute on Joe Gomez, by the way? Where do we see the rest of his season going?
The
Same
bench.
Same as really. I mean, the
Yeah.
thing is, I had a whole debate on it yesterday for the transfer room guys, and I said that the two defenders in front of him have had histories of injuries. So Matip and Kanate are both potentially injury prone. So there is still a way back for Joe Gomez. It's just about luck, and I don't think he's getting that this year.
Yeah, I'm just worried about the right back cover, I suppose, because if let's say Gomez moved
Conor
on in the
Bradley.
summer- yeah, but he's thought of as a potential midfielder as well going forward. Conor Bradley, I think that's where they see his progression. So, do you think we will do business at right back in the summer? Because Nico most likely moving on.
I don't know, but I think I'm happy with Conor Bradley unless the club have other plans. But yeah, I wouldn't say no to a backup right back. But thankfully we don't. It's only a backup we're looking for. You know what I mean? But I'm happy
Well,
with
let me
Conor
say
Bradley
this.
there.
Let's say Trent gets ruled out for the remainder of this season for the run in now. Would you feel comfortable with Conor Bradley seeing out the rest of the season at right back?
It would be Gomez. It would be Gomez.
Exactly. So that's kind of
Or Milner. Or Milner. It would be Gomez or Milner.
Oh no. Gomez out of them two.
Yeah.
That was kind of my point. If we're looking at Bradley as a potential right back,
I'd be
and
happy
yet
if
we
it was
don't have
Nico.
confidence right now to say we play him there. What makes us think we'll have it come August?
Yeah. Well, hopefully not. Hopefully Trent stays fit and beautiful as ever.
There would be a time where, if Klein got injured, would you be happy with Alexander Arnold as a backup? There was
mate,
that time.
I have this conversation with myself so often. I remember that debate with people. I remember that because Klein was solid as. Like, I remember saying to people, "No, will you be able to outdo?" What did I know? Do you know what I mean?
Thank
Trent
God for
is
that.
absolutely amazing. Right, gents, we shall leave that one there. Tuesday, what have we got? The guys won't be live tomorrow. You guys have a day off. So, Paddy, have you got anything coming up? Any more FIFA streams or bits and pieces?
Oh yeah, we'll fit in a little cheeky FIFA stream tomorrow. Absolutely on Twitch, Mr. Paddy Murphy.
And do go over, give him a follow, Twitch, TikTok, everywhere you can find Mr. Paddy Murphy. It'll be that Mr. Paddy Murphy. And what about yourself, Mr. Stonadge? Anything coming up with the transfer room, boys, or anything?
Some stuff's going on. I was meant to be at Swansea tomorrow, but that game got postponed. So I'm gonna have a night off, and just chill out with Mrs. probably.
If you're looking for something interesting to look at, have a look at there's a video doing the rounds of Spurs Stadium with the wind. The whole fucking top of the stadium was shaking like this. It's scary. Scary stuff, but it's interesting. Right. Thank you to Paddy. Thank you to Chris. Thank you to you guys for watching. I will see you tomorrow at 6:30, and then I'll be over on Twitch for a watch along of the Chelsea Lille game. So I will talk to you guys then. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye now.